Hi, my name is Amy Barber, and I'm very excited to be sharing with you my project, which is the Orange Book Advocate Program. I created this program for my company, which is Concentra. Concentra is an occupational health and medicine organization based here in the Dallas area. However, we have about 550 centers across the country and are continually growing and expanding. And the Orange Book is actually is a little orange book that we have. And upon starting with our company, every new hire is introduced to the Orange Book and the Orange Book Way. And so the Orange Book has actually become our very own culture book that provides practical guidelines for excellent customer service and patient care. And our new colleagues actually learn about the Orange Book on their very first day through not only an e-learning module, but they're supposed to talk to their leader about what it actually means. However, for most new hires, that's just a little blip on the radar in terms of learning this on the first day. And for my audience, they have 4 weeks after that they start learning about products and systems and services and so many other things that they probably have forgotten about what the Orange Book even means. And so my customer wanted to expand that first initial module into an actual program that has monthly focuses based on different ways that we can demonstrate Orange Book behaviors in every interaction, process, and service that we provide. So the goal is achieved when the Orange Book behaviors become something that our colleagues think about every single day, not just a little book that is in their pocket. So the purpose of this training is to actually provide a comprehensive approach that ensures a consistent and standardized approach for the learner to learn, adopt, and put into practice the welcoming, respectful, and skillful Orange Book behaviors in their everyday task. The course is intended to take about 6 months to complete, with the expectation that at the end of the course, the colleagues can achieve the status of an Orange Book ambassador. And the Orange Book ambassadors really exemplify the Orange Book behaviors and are chosen to help train, motivate, and inspire future colleagues in their market or location to live the Orange Book way. The two objectives that we're trying to accomplish with this program is that we want to teach new colleagues how to incorporate welcoming, respectful, and skillful behaviors into their daily work routine with each other and with the patients they serve. And then finally, we will teach new colleagues how to recognize the importance of Orange Book behaviors to encourage and motivate their peers in displaying Orange Book behaviors every day. I really wanted to take the experience that they had during those first 4 weeks, which was very heavy on e-learning modules and demonstrations, and really wipe that away. That's really more of a behaviorist model, and I'm sure they're very, very tired of it. So I wanted to use this module or this course as a way to have more interaction and involvement and collaboration and opportunities to really have higher level thinking and think strategically and apply things real time. And so I tried to combine the cognitive and constructivist theories in the design of my program. So that's carried out through discussions and strategies and documents that they have to create, and also listening to audio and video and reading external online articles and things like that. So let's go ahead and get started so you guys can get a sense of this program. So let's go ahead and start here. And here we have the introduction. This introduction is really comprehensive. It's probably the most comprehensive introduction I've ever written because I thought it was very important that they knew that this was going to be a completely different experience. So we do walk through the different objectives. I use a little orange cross because that's actually our little symbol that we have for our company is the orange cross. Remind them about the technology, how the course is designed. Once again, changing their perception like, oh no, this isn't going to be a whole bunch of e-learning modules, but it's really different. And then here I use little different icons here for our Orange Book that represent our modules. Here are icons that they need to become familiar with because I use them throughout the course. I remind them about the time management, but not only to manage their time effectively, but also to work with their leader to help manage their time to do these courses. Because these colleagues are fairly young, they may not have ever written a strategy plan. So here we talk about how to write a SMART strategy plan, and they watch a video for that. And then we talk about the different kinds of assignments that they're going to have. So let's go ahead and jump into the first module. And in this first module, I try to set up every page to have a repetitive feel because I feel that that's really important because when they're learning new content, let them focus on that experience, not, oh my goodness, where's my information? So it has a repetitive feel for a reason. So we always start with an introduction here. Then we talk about the module objectives. I always want to make sure that they understand how much time they should be investing in this, because some people overdo it and it's not needed, and some people underdo it, and that's not needed either. So we got to have a happy medium. And we talk about the different assignments that they have. And then here we start introducing different corporate leaders, and they talk about the welcoming, respectful, and skillful behaviors. And that's through audio clips that they're listening to, because I really wanted them to focus on what the words were saying and not be distracted by a video. Then we do have some discussion boards where they're actually answering some questions, and then they have to submit their first strategy plan, and they submit that up here. And there's always a rubric that gives them a clear understanding of what they're trying to achieve and what kind of effort that they have to put in. And this just takes them right into the next discussion board. I always want to make sure that it's a very linear process, that they don't have to search for these things. I'm going to go to the next module. I won't go through every single module, but I do want to highlight some things. Their strategy plan that they are creating, they create that in their first week, and then they implement it for 3 weeks of that month. And on the 4th week, they come back and they actually have to reflect the lessons learned that they had. I set this up as a quiz, even though it's not a quiz, just so that they have a space to actually type in their answers in terms of, what worked, what didn't work, what did they notice, what was most challenging, and how do you mitigate that? And if you were to actually work with somebody to do this exercise again, what advice would you give them? And I thought that really helps them understand that if you really want to become that Orange Book advocate, you have to start paying it forward and working with other people. Okay, so I'm going to go into the next module. Here we'll start showing some little differences between the modules. Now I start every single module going forward with the customer quote. So when they click on this little icon, they're going to listen to a customer. This is an actual customer of ours. We do a lot of Google reviews. So I incorporate that into audios where they can listen to the customer and realize it is all about the customer. Everything I do is because we need to influence that customer's experience and perception. And so in every customer quote, it is aligned to the focus of that module. So for instance, this quote is around first impressions. Then we always have that introduction, the module objectives. Once again, I want to keep that corporate leadership voice in there too, because they have to also understand what this impact or how this impacts corporate as well and our overall goals that we're trying to achieve. There are activities that they're doing as well. Sometimes it's outside of the center, sometimes it's inside the center. And that's really to really expand their experience and their perception of the true impact of those kind of behaviors, such as a first impression. And then once again, this is very similar to the other ones where there's the documents and discussion groups and rubrics. Okay, I'm going to skip to one of the other ones. And they do work collaboratively with their colleagues through this. From the second module on, they're actually submitting their strategies to their peers, because I really wanted the peers to really think about, wow, those are really different ideas and strategies. Maybe I could steal some of these or incorporate some of these into mine. And I really wanted it to be that collaborative aspect. So you see that happening throughout the rest of the modules. Okay, and then the last exercise, and I'm really excited about this because here's what happened. My customer came to me and said, I want you to create all 12 months. And I was like, what if this doesn't work? And we figure that out by month 3. So what I did is I still met his need. I said, why don't we actually let them create the rest? So this last module is about them submitting their idea for for a future Orange Book behavior, but it has to be very strategic. They have to set it all up and everything. And then if they get chosen, they could be the future focus. So I thought that was really cool and still a way to meet the customer's need without doing all the work myself. So I'm very excited about this program. We have other tools and resources for the instructor who's managing this. But thank you so much for spending some time with me and looking at my course. If you want access to my course specifically, I'm happy to share that with you. Thank you.